Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging headfirst into something pretty huge, a really profound shift in how we find, well, basically everything online.
Yeah, it's a big one.
For what, decades now? Googling it, those blue links, that's just been it, the
Mm,
absolute king, almost how we define using the internet.
totally.
But now there's this new force kind of rewriting all the rules. Our source for this deep dive is called the new Nexus: AI, search, and the future of information. Really fascinating stuff.
And our mission today really is to pull back the curtain on what's happening sort of beneath the surface of our daily clicks.
Rip.
We want to unpack this high-stakes dilemma Google's facing,
Right.
and more importantly, what it actually means for you and how you get information every single day.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We are all just so used to that standard search results, right, the blue links. It built Google's, well, empire.
$1 trillion one, yeah.
And it's so baked into how we do things. It's like, it's muscle memory, isn't it? Do we even think about it anymore?
We really don't. And for years, Google's job was, you could say, like a very efficient librarian, pointing you to the right aisle, the right shelf in this massive internet library, but you still had to, go pull out the book and read it yourself.
Okay, but now we have these generative AI things, AI overviews.
Exactly. And this is the new paradigm. Instead of the librarian pointing, you've got this AI oracle. It just gives you the answer directly.
Which, I mean, from a user's point of view, that sounds great. It feels better, more efficient, maybe.
On the surface, absolutely. It seems super convenient. What's the catch?
Yeah, what's the catch? Because the new Nexus suggests there's a pretty serious downside brewing.
There is. That's what the source argues. Beneath that helpful surface, this whole shift is creating some dangerous feedback loops.
Feedback loops. How
So
sick.
think about it. The AI gets better by giving answers, right? But by doing that so effectively, it inadvertently starts to kind of starve the human-created content it actually learned from in the first place.
Oh.
And that threatens to destabilize the whole information economy. It's the classic innovator's dilemma for Google. They have to embrace AI to compete.
They have no choice, really.
Right. But every time its AI gives a direct answer, that's potentially one less click on a link. And those clicks, that's the bedrock of their entire advertising business.
Okay, now here's it gets really interesting for me. Because the source says this problem, it goes way deeper than just Google making less money. It's not just about ad clicks anymore, is it?
Not at all. The ripple effects are potentially huge for the whole internet.
So what are some of those wider impacts the new Nexus gets into?
Well, the authors lay out this stark picture, really. They pose 3 critical questions that honestly make you pause.
Okay, like what?
First,
Yeah.
what happens to the people actually making the content? The writers, journalists, researchers. If their websites suddenly don't get traffic from search anymore, do they just stop? Can they afford to keep producing high-quality articles or investigative pieces or even just helpful independent reviews? Think about a small blog, maybe, that relies entirely on that search traffic. It could just vanish.
So, okay, if there's less new human stuff being made, then what does the AI learn from?
Exactly. That's the second huge question. What happens if these AI models, starved of fresh, diverse human input, just start training on their own output or other AI output?
Like AI feeding on AI?
Pretty much. It could lead to this thing called model collapse. Basically, the AI gets stuck learning from these synthetic reflections, not real-world updates. The quality could degrade. The internet just starts talking to itself.
Wow, like a weird echo chamber, getting shallower and shallower.
It's a real concern. And then thirdly, if the old pay-per-click model is starting to crumble, what comes next? What new business models can possibly spring up to, support creating all the content we actually rely on?
So these are massive questions. And what does this mean for you listening? These aren't just academic debates, are they?
Not at all. The new Nexus really drives this home. These are live strategic challenges. They're being hashed out in boardrooms, like right now.
Okay.
And the answers will basically define the next decade of tech and, crucially, how we all access knowledge.
It really puts things in perspective.
And that's why that systems thinking approach in the source is so helpful. It doesn't just look at one piece. It maps out all these hidden connections, these feedback loops we talked about. It shows how everything online is kind of tangled together.
Yeah, it really does. So as these fundamental rules of the internet are being rewritten, pretty much right in front of us, It does leave you wondering, doesn't it?
Mm.
How might our own habits, how we find and trust information, how might we need to adapt to, well, to thrive in whatever this new landscape becomes? And maybe more importantly, what kind of internet are we actually building? Consciously or maybe unconsciously?
Something to definitely think about.
Definitely. Something to ponder until next time.